Imagine a night where football looks simple on the surface, but underneath it becomes a battle of dominance, weather chaos, and a striker chasing history. A night where one team arrives with expectations of greatness and the other steps onto the pitch just hoping to survive. This was not just another World Cup group match. This was France versus Iraq, a game that turned into a statement, a warning, and another chapter in Kylian Mbappe's unstoppable journey. From the very first whistle in Philadelphia Stadium, it was clear that France had not come to play cautiously. They came to destroy doubt. The tempo was fast, the passing was sharp, and the intent was ruthless. Iraq tried to hold their shape, tried to stay compact, but within minutes it felt like a storm was already building on the pitch long before the actual weather changed anything outside. And then came the moment that set the tone for the entire match. In the 14th minute, Kylian Mbappé did what he has done so many times on the biggest stage. One touch, one opening, one strike, and the net moved. France 1, Iraq 0. It was not just a goal, it was a message. Mbappé was not here to participate, he was here to dominate. Iraq tried to respond with discipline, but France's attacking trio was moving like a system designed to break defenses apart. Every pass between midfield and attack felt dangerous. Every run behind the line felt like an alarm bell ringing for Iraq's back line. The pressure kept building, wave after wave, until halftime arrived. But even that was not the end of the story. Because just as the first half ended, football itself was paused by something no tactical plan can prepare for: nature. Lightning warnings and heavy storms forced officials to suspend the match. Players left the pitch, fans were asked to take shelter, and for more than 2 hours, everything stopped. But the tension did not disappear. It only waited. Inside the dressing rooms, managers adjusted tactics. Didier Deschamps kept his squad calm, reminding them that dominance must continue when the game restarts. Iraq's coach tried to reset his team mentally, knowing that surviving France for another 45 minutes would require something close to a miracle. Then finally, after a long delay, the game resumed. The pitch was heavy, the air was different, but the identity of the match did not change. France returned exactly how they left, on the front foot, aggressive and hungry for more. And almost immediately, Mbappé struck again. In the 54th minute, he doubled the lead. Another finish, another moment of pure quality, another reminder that when he finds rhythm, defenders are simply reacting, never controlling. France 2, Iraq 0. At that point, the match was no longer about competition. It was about survival for Iraq and perfection for France. But France were not done. The midfield controlled everything. The wings stretched Iraq apart, and then came the third blow. In the 66th minute, Ousmane Dembélé stepped forward and finished his chance with precision. France 3, Iraq 0. The game was sealed, not just in scoreline, but in spirit. Dembélé's goal carried a different kind of importance. While Mbappé was chasing records and headlines, Dembélé was writing his own chapter, finally scoring at a major international tournament. It was the kind of moment that adds depth to a squad already full of superstars. From that point onward, the match shifted into control mode. France managed possession, slowed the tempo, and allowed Iraq to breathe. But even that breathing space felt limited. Iraq pushed forward at times, but they could not produce a single shot on target. That statistic alone told the full story of the match. Dominance without discussion. Mbappé, however, was still not finished mentally. Even after scoring twice, he looked hungry for more.
Late in the game, he had a clear chance for a hat trick. A breakaway opportunity, space ahead of him, goalkeeper isolated, but the final shot rose over the bar. For a moment, even he looked frustrated, because greatness always expects perfection from itself. Still, the damage was already done. When the final whistle blew, France stood tall with a 3-0 victory. 6 points from 2 matches. A clean performance, a statement of intent. And once again, Mbappé walking away as the central figure of a global football conversation. But beyond the scoreline, this match revealed something deeper about France. It showed a team not dependent on one moment or one player, but a structure built for pressure, adaptation, and control. Even when the game was interrupted for more than 2 hours, they did not lose focus. They returned with the same intensity, the same discipline, and the same attacking hunger. For Iraq, it was a harsh lesson at the highest level.
5 World Cup matches without a win now reflect the gap between ambition and elite execution. They fought in moments, but against a team like France, moments are never enough. You need consistency, you need precision, and most importantly, you need to survive pressure, and France never allowed that survival space. And then there is Mbappé. At just 27 years old, already closing in on World Cup scoring records, already producing performances that define tournaments, and already shaping narratives that will be remembered for years. 16 World Cup goals, 2 more after this match, and still the hunger does not slow down. As France walk away from Philadelphia, the message is loud and clear. They are not just aiming to qualify, they are aiming to dominate the tournament. And if this performance is anything to judge by, the rest of the world has been warned.